Okay, for today's practice session, we'll be going through the focus on the form, and then as we rest between the different mapping of the form, we allow our stuff to come up and meet our hindrances and just generally massages our worries, our restlessness, our doubts, whatever that comes up. That's my fiance. Okay, so get a comfortable seat. Usually these will be done much more effective if you can sit down in a way that you can feel truly comfortable without losing your posture, without losing your erectness, because as we just sit in a posture that is somewhat erect, just by breathing, we'll just allow the body to naturally relax itself. Okay. So why don't we just start by feeling into a comfortable position and just have a broad perspective so that we relax our perception, because usually we are very fixated on a particular thing, particular object. Our attention is very, very directed. So for now, let's just keep a broad perspective. And become aware of the form of our body. The form of the space. And our breath. We'll be using the breath as the main tools to help us relax and unify the different navigates. It's the object of meditation to also glide through the hindrances. So now let's breathe using the entire body. Meaning you don't have to focus on just the abdomen, just the upper chest or just the nostril. Feel into the entire body as we breathe. For now, let's keep your eyes open. What can actually happen is that thoughts and narratives may come up, and then we'll see that our resting spot in the form of the body usually resides in the head. It's like it's boiling up. It doesn't want to connect with the rest of the chest area, the belly area. It kind of float up and quote unquote get stuck in the head. It's much easier to notice this if you are opening your eyes, because you can see that your broad vision is contracted again. So release that and relax and breathe with the entire body again. It's fine if you get distracted. In fact, only distraction, and yet we are meditating, means that we're doing the work. Just keep breathing as the body allow and embrace and accept any distractions. Just by continuing to breathe as the body. Now, in your own pace, as you find your ability to stay with the breath and stay with the meditation is increased, place your new spot of breathing to be the center of the heart. So, a center of the heart chakra, the center of the chest. So, use that as a new anchor spot. And close your eyes and continue to breathe as that. And while we do that, just continue to allow and embrace whatever comes up to wash itself away. You can try to pace yourself here, because now as we are closing our eyes, the distractions can be more overwhelming. And you can slow down, maybe put more of the effort to stay with the anchor. And that's really just slowing it down. Breathe. I'll meet you when we are both absorbed more with our eyes closed. So stay with the region in the heart chakra. Breathe with that, as that. Okay. Now the next step is maintaining your eyes closed. You expand the heart center to include the space of your room and continue to breathe as that entire space. So now that includes all the sounds in the room. It changes the size of it. So we use the same method. We feel into the shape of the room. We stay with the breath, and we allow and embrace anything that comes up. Once again, if it's too distracting to do so, just pace yourself, slow down, breathe slower, be more attentive, maintain your lucidity. Okay, let's prepare for a come down. Feel back into your body. Sense of your feet, your arms. Very slowly, please be patient. Don't immediately open your eyes and start moving around, so that we can have a soft landing and a soft, smooth integration. As you feel more composed in the body, open your eyes. Take into the surrounding. And yeah, just finish the meditation. I've got some words, some notes. If you care to stay for a little longer. From how I see it is that, we go from a couple of different points of relating to the form structure. First, we open our eyes, we have a broad vision, so we relax our perceptual mode, our usual perceptual mode, and then we just feel into the body with the breath, and then we can see how the distractions starting to arise. Well, they arise all the time, but now we are in a more spacious mode, we can see them more clearly. And then as we breathe, we are actually purifying them. We're actually allowing them to release themselves. Comes up, no resistance, they release themselves. And those hindrances are like the 5 things we talk about. A lot of time it's just the restlessness that doesn't want to sit, feel kind of fidgety, doesn't want to be grounded. That's fine. You see that, okay, thinking about thinking or whatever, just the thoughts that make us more contracted here, starting to ease out and we feel more spacious again. Or it could be doubts, like, am I doing this right? That can arise, and we'll do the same thing. Attachment or aversion, so we want to push in a certain direction, or we want to push away from a certain thing. Either that, we just don't do that in this context, because we are just allowing the breath to breathe as the body. There's really no sense of particular direction. There's no particular aim with that. We're just abiding, dwelling in this form. So as we do that, those hindrances have a chance to come up and then be released. But what's usually more, challenging, at least for me, is the sloth and torpor, or you're losing your lucidity. The mind goes numb, the mind goes drowsy. And that's usually something quite hard to handle, I guess, at first, because then we say like, okay, I'm just way too sleepy, this is not doing any justice. And we can feel that in multiple parts. At first, when we start closing our eyes, or later down the path about we expand our sense of form to be the entire room, we can feel drowsy then. So that's why I think that it's important to keep pace, so we don't need to rush ourselves forward. Because if it's too much, our mind can't handle it. It can just go into like a bleh. So that's when like our mind is just starting to jump all over the place, time starting to get too fast. We're just like, oh, it's only 10 minutes or something like that. Yeah. So we pace ourselves, and also just allowing the tiredness, allowing the drowsiness to be there. Now, that's very challenging, but we can see like, okay, in that drowsiness, there's a certain push that wants to go there, that wants to keep getting drowsy and drowsy. So if we have an anchor object like the breath and anchor activities, an anchoring process, then we can ride that, and slowly we allow this sloth and torpor to release itself. And then we suddenly, a lot of time, we can feel like there's a breakthrough, and suddenly you just stop feeling drowsy at all, and it just clear, like a lot of clarity comes, could from a light or thought fog starting to pierce through, and now you see like, oh, there's no more thought now. So a lot of it is like the turbulence of being grounded, absorbing into this, and then expanding. So there could be a lot of turbulence that we may not be used to. And and a lot of this session and the healing factor of it is not only allowing the hindrances, allowing the suppression to come up without resistance, but also just feeling into the body, eating up the karma of